What we've learned is that a federal grand jury is now hearing testimony or issuing subpoenas in this case. That seems to be an elevation of the criminal investigation that is underway, Wolf, not just looking at Freedom Industries, the company whose tank has 2 holes in the bottom of it, and those leaks led to this contamination of the water, but also at the water company itself and questions about why the water company in this valley was not able to detect this chemical in the water supply that has led to this contamination. We ourselves have done our own testing yesterday, which we will get the results back later this afternoon, Wolf. But in the meantime, hundreds of thousands of people are still not drinking the water out of their taps because they're afraid they're not being told the truth. And it's easy to understand why. At a hearing last night, we asked the question to the head of the water company. It's called the West Virginia American Water Company, whether this water is safe to drink. Here's what he said.
Our customers' concerns are paramount to us, but the water is below the 1 ppm health guidance provided by the CDC, and that's what I have to tell customers. I can also tell you I'm using it, my wife is using it, my employees are using it, many people I've talked to are in fact using it.
Now listen to this, Wolf, from the Kanawha County Health Director. His name is Dr. Rahul Gupta, asked the very same question just minutes within that interview.
It's very alarming and it's very concerning because that raises the issue of trust. When the state officials come out and say the water is safe, and now we have almost 3 weeks into it that people are not drinking their water, they're demanding distribution of free water, and they're feeling like their water is not safe.
Are you drinking the water?
I have drank the water, and my wife, who's also a physician, has told me I better not be drinking the water.
So this is the confusion that's happening there. People just are not secure in what they're being told about this water supply. In the meantime, there is this criminal investigation going on, which could lead to some very, very serious charges, Wolf. But as I said, in the meantime, hundreds of thousands of people literally don't know what to do. Should they drink this water or not?
Yeah, I remember when the scare first erupted, they were told don't even shower with the water, don't even boil the water because potentially it could be very, very dangerous. I know one of the issues, they keep referring to the CDC, but that study apparently, correct me if I'm wrong, Drew, that CDC study is a 20-year-old study and dealt with rats. That's one of the reasons, like Dr. Gupta and some of these others in West Virginia are suggesting maybe it's not so safe yet.
And that is the problem. So what's the long-term problems that happen to rats? What's the long-term problems that happen to humans? What is the level that is safe and unsafe? I don't think they have the science there to definitively tell you, which is why you're hearing one thing from the water official and the other thing from the health department. I mean, obviously right now the safe thing to do is not drink the water until they figure it out, but that is creating long lines of people like you see right there, waiting for this water, demanding that bottled water be given to them. It's a real mess. And I might also add, Wolf, that this should not be just looked at in terms of a West Virginia perspective. I talked to the U.S. attorney there in Charleston, and he said, look, this is a cheap wake-up call for the country. He said he can't believe that West Virginia has the only tank in this country above ground that is leaking right now, and he thinks this should really be a wake-up call to everybody in the United States.